All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash. I want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And also peace and safety to the Akim that's spread across the four corners of the world, that's pushing out this truth with all diligence and also putting their lives on the line to do so. I'm the brother Karas is out here out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. And this is a lesson. As you can see, I have an article here from the Washington Post. Entitled "ICE Agent Shoots Man in Leg as Minneapolis Protests Flare." It says Department of Homeland Security alleged that an individual who came in the United States illegally from Venezuela in 2022 had attempted to evade arrest and was shot. You see, so like we always mention, this whole ICE thing really started with the Venezuela. Like I said, 2022, a couple of years back, you had Venezuela's in Colorado, Utah, kind of taking over. And Esau, basically said something has to be done. So they created the ICE agents. To basically deport them back to their homeland, or so-called homeland, in that case. But this is, nothing but, tension, or fuel, to the fire that's brewing here in America, man. Because not only do, you have war on the outside, but you have, minor, uproars, within as well. And eventually, like the scriptures speak of, those birth contractions are going to erupt, and the birth pains, are going to come, until, the baby is here, which the baby is the missiles, man. But this is nothing but, just fuel added to the fire, and Lord willing, it continues because, the apostle deemed this year the year of the apostasy, and he also added, Jacob's trouble, in which Venezuelans, go back to the tribe of Asher, okay, the one of the 12 tribes of Israel, okay, but this is multiple shootings. This is one of multiple shootings, of from ICE agents, man. You had the I believe she was a so-called white woman, trying to protect. I heard a couple of stories, on that situation, but when the lady who tried to hit the car or hit the ICE agent with her car, was shot to death. Then you had like two more, shooters after that, and then it's another one, So this is the year, of Jacob's trouble, man. But it says, going to the scriptures, matter of fact, I'll read a little bit more on this. It says, a federal law enforcement in Minneapolis shot a person in the leg Wednesday night, the Department of Homeland Security said, as tensions between protesters and immigration enforcement officers continued to flare throughout the city following the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good last week. That's the woman who was shot to death. It says in the statement, DHS said the shooting Wednesday involved an individual from Venezuela who came to the United States in 2022 and was in the country illegally. The person attempted to evade by driving their vehicle away from federal law enforcement officers, crashing into a parked car, then running on foot, the agency said. You see, so the government pretty much said, hey, do as you will, to these, to the immigrants, man. Okay? Do whatever, whatever, is necessary to be done. All right? And that's going to, cause, going to the topic that I wanted to lead the lesson off with, that's going to cause the uproars of the people. All right. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. I'll start at verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see, and we're measuring the times, by keeping up with the prophecy. And NATO, is starting to, turn its back, on America with the whole Greenland situation. You have certain countries protecting Greenland from America, such as, I believe, France stepped in. I believe Germany stepped in. So that's, on the bigger scale, but on a more minute scale, you have, you have, minor, protests, here in America, man, which, Lord willing, they continue to, kind of flare up, but nothing, like the brother, Elder Alba said here, and nothing, is really going to happen until they introduce the chip, to the world. And that's one of the major prophecies, that has to take place before total destruction. Okay, but this is verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, Matthew the 24th chapter, we go into that all the time. It says, and uproars of the people in the world. You see, and these are uproars when you see these protests. When you see these riots in these cities, those are uproars of the people. And it's going to be a time. It's going to be a time where, it's just going to be, all out chaos everywhere you go. To where they're going to have to implement martial law. Have these UN troops patrolling the streets. And so on and so forth, because people are going to lose their their wits. From the things that's being done. Inflation. What else? Like the article that I'm going into, the ICE agents, killing and murdering people. Then you have, government, like the scriptures say, if Satan is divided against Satan, then how can his kingdom stand? So it's division all over the place. We're just sitting back doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, letting it all fold. So as the Lord told us to wait on him. Okay? Because he's going to do the brewing. The Lord is the one who's stirring the pot. Okay? He getting it all mixed together. While he just told his prophets to go out to the highways and byways, just teach the word. Then he's going to remove them from the streets, and protect them, pursuing Isaiah 65th chapter. All right. It says, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. When you go into that word manifest, it means to be made clear. So the Lord is making it clear that, hey, we're at the end. And it goes to show you that our apostles and elders, were right this whole time. Concerning the prophecies of the scriptures, man. All right, because everything that they mention is taking place. The uproars, like I said, the chip, the World War III, You know, all of these things are taking place right now as we speak, man. All right, and it's a beautiful time that that we're living in because, hey, Lord willing, if we continue on this lot, then the Lord will be with us, man. You know, I'm gonna grab another scripture real quick. It's Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 1, and it says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord power unto the land of Israel, an end is come. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee." That's right. That goes, said the land of Israel, man. Speaking to you Israelites, man, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Remember the Lord said judgment is going to start at the house of Israel, man, the house of Yasharallah. Because you're supposed to be a holy people, and you're transgressing the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So he's going to start judging you first, man. And this whole ICE situation here in America is part of that. He's angry. He's fed up with you. All right, it says, "Now the end is come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And my eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity." So the Lord not even gonna have pity on you for the things that He's doing towards you, man. Because you, like he mentioned in the book of Jeremiah, and you're a stiff-necked people. The book of Isaiah, the ox knoweth his owner and his ass is master cured, but my people don't consider. So therefore you go continue to be judged, man. So if the Lord don't have pity, then we won't have pity neither when these things start happening to you, man, because you don't reverence the prophets. The warning is being sent out right now, but a majority of our people not considering and not going to get it. All right? So it's going to be more ICE shootings. It's going to be more Northern Kingdom getting persecuted, more Southern Kingdom getting persecuted, man. This is just the beginning of it. It says, "But I will recompense thy ways upon thee." It says, "And thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come." You see? So the end is come, man. To where the second Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 9th verse, the end of Esau's rulership. And in order to end Esau's rulership, a lot has to happen, man. A lot of, tribulation and death. And also on the other end, salvation for the elect. Okay? But the end is here, man. It's come. We're literally living in the last days of Esau's rulership, man. Okay? The so-called white man's rulership. So I just wanted to, briefly touch on that. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close up by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Shalom.